Blue whale. The blue whale is the largest animal ever known to exist, larger than any dinosaur discovered so far. Adults can grow longer than a basketball court and weigh well over 100 tons. Yet despite this enormous size, blue whales feed mainly on tiny shrimp-like animals called krill. During feeding season, they consume several tons of krill every day. Their mouths take in huge volumes of seawater, and long baleen plates hanging from the upper jaw filter the food out before the water is pushed back into the ocean. Blue whales are found in every major ocean. They travel immense distances each year with a calm, steady rhythm. Unlike predators that chase large prey, blue whales survive through efficiency. Their bodies are built for movement across open water, with long streamlined shapes and small dorsal fins set far back near the tail. The sounds produced by blue whales are among the deepest and loudest in the animal kingdom. Some calls travel for hundreds of kilometers underwater. These sounds become their way of remaining connected. These calls are low enough that humans often cannot hear them without special equipment. During the 20th century, commercial whaling pushed blue whales close to extinction. Their immense size made them a major target, and populations collapsed rapidly once industrial whaling expanded into the Southern Ocean. Protection laws eventually reduced hunting, and some populations have slowly recovered, though blue whales remain endangered in many regions. Humpback whale. Humpback whales are among the most recognizable whales on Earth. Their long white pectoral fins, massive tails, and energetic surface behavior make them especially memorable. They breach frequently, launching much of their body out of the water before crashing back into the sea. No one fully understands every reason behind this behavior. It may help communication, remove parasites, or play a role in social interaction. Humpbacks are known for extraordinary migrations. Some populations travel thousands of kilometers every year between polar feeding grounds and tropical breeding areas. During feeding season, they consume krill and small fish in colder waters rich with nutrients. In winter, they move toward warmer seas where calves are born. One of the humpback whale's most remarkable traits is its song. Male humpbacks produce structured vocal performances that can continue for hours. The sounds shift over time, and entire populations may gradually adopt new versions of songs together. Scientists still debate exactly how these songs function, though mating behavior is clearly connected to them. Humpbacks also display cooperative hunting techniques. In some regions, groups work together using bubble nets. Several whales dive beneath schools of fish while releasing spirals of bubbles that trap prey in a tightening circle. The whales then surge upward through the middle with mouths open. It is one of the clearest examples of coordinated feeding among marine mammals. Their recovery after commercial whaling is often viewed as one of conservation's major successes. Many populations rebounded strongly after international protections were introduced. In coastal areas today, humpback whales are frequently seen from boats and shorelines, bringing people closer to the scale and movement of life in the open ocean. Sperm whale. The sperm whale is the largest toothed predator alive today. Its appearance is unmistakable, with an enormous rectangular head that can make up nearly a third of the body length. Inside that head sits the spermaceti organ, a large structure filled with waxy material. For centuries, people misunderstood its purpose. Researchers now believe it plays roles in sound production, buoyancy control, and echolocation. Sperm whales are deep divers, descending farther beneath the ocean's surface than most marine mammals. Some dives last more than an hour and reach depths where sunlight disappears completely. Down there, they hunt squid, including giant squid that leave scars across the whale's skin during violent struggles in darkness. Unlike baleen whales that strain food from seawater, sperm whales actively pursue prey using echolocation. They produce powerful clicking sounds that bounce through the deep ocean and reveal shapes hidden in black water. These clicks are so intense that they are considered among the loudest biological sounds ever recorded. Social structure differs between males and females. Females live together in stable family groups with calves, while adult males often spend long periods alone, especially in colder regions. Mature bulls can become enormous, far larger than females, and may travel across entire oceans. Sperm whales have a long connection with human history. They were heavily hunted during the age of whaling for spermaceti oil, which was used in lamps, candles, and industrial products. Stories from that era inspired famous literature, including Moby Dick. Today, sperm whales remain symbols of the deep sea itself, moving through environments that humans still barely understand. Orca. The orca, also known as the killer whale, is actually the largest member of the dolphin family. Its black and white coloration is instantly recognizable, but the true complexity of orcas lies in their intelligence and social behavior. They live in tightly bonded family groups called pods. and some pods remain together for life. Orcas are found in every ocean, from icy polar waters to tropical coastlines. Different populations have developed specialized diets and hunting traditions. Some focus mainly on fish, while others hunt seals, sharks, rays, or even large whales. These hunting methods are often passed from one generation to the next, almost like cultural knowledge. In polar regions, orcas sometimes create waves to wash seals off floating ice. Elsewhere, they cooperate to herd fish into dense balls before striking together. Certain groups have even learned how to target sharks by flipping them upside down, temporarily immobilizing them. Communication is central to orca society. Pods use distinct calls and vocal patterns unique to their own group. Researchers have compared these differences to dialects in human language. Young orcas learn behaviors from older relatives, and mothers guide calves closely for years. Their intelligence has fascinated humans for decades, though keeping orcas in captivity became increasingly controversial over time. In the wild, they travel enormous distances and maintain complex social relationships that are difficult to recreate in confined environments. Despite the name killer whale, attacks on humans in the wild are extremely rare. Most interactions reveal curious and highly aware animals navigating oceans with precision and coordination. Gray whale. Gray whales follow one of the longest migrations of any mammal on Earth. Every year, populations travel between Arctic feeding grounds and warm breeding lagoons along the Pacific coast. Their journey covers thousands of kilometers and has repeated for generations. Gray whales are different from most baleen whales in the way they feed. Instead of lunging through schools of fish or krill, they often forage directly on the seafloor. Rolling onto one side, the whale scoops sediment into its mouth and filters out worms, crustaceans, and other small creatures. This feeding style leaves visible trails along the seabed. Their bodies are rough and mottled, usually covered with scars, barnacles, and whale lice. Rather than appearing smooth and sleek like some whales, gray whales often look weathered by the ocean itself. Yet they are powerful travelers capable of crossing vast stretches of coastline year after year. Gray whales once faced intense hunting pressure, especially during the 19th century, when breeding lagoons became major whaling targets. Some populations recovered strongly after protections were introduced, though others remained critically endangered. In places like Baja California, gray whales are known for surprisingly calm interactions with boats. Mothers and calves sometimes approach closely, allowing rare encounters between humans and one of the ocean's great migratory animals. Beluga whale. Beluga whales are small compared with many other whales, but they possess some of the most expressive faces in the marine world. Their white bodies and rounded foreheads make them easy to recognize in Arctic and subarctic waters. Unlike most whales, belugas have flexible necks. Their head can turn from side to side, which helps them navigate through sea ice and shallow coastal environments. They are also highly vocal animals. Belugas often travel in social groups that vary in size throughout the year. During migrations, hundreds may gather together in estuaries and coastal bays. Calves are born gray or brown and gradually become white as they mature. These whales rely heavily on echolocation in murky waters, where visibility is poor. Sound becomes their primary tool for navigation and hunting. Fish, crustaceans, and small invertebrates make up much of their diet. For Arctic indigenous communities, belugas have long held cultural and practical importance. Generations of hunters observed their movements closely and depended on them as part of coastal life in northern regions. Belugas are especially vulnerable to environmental change because Arctic ecosystems are shifting rapidly. Sea ice patterns, industrial activity, and underwater noise all influence their habitat. Even so, seeing a group of belugas moving beneath broken ice remains one of the most distinctive sights in the northern oceans. Narwhal. Narwhals are often called the unicorns of the sea because of the long spiral tusk extending from the heads of many males. For centuries, this unusual feature fueled myths and confusion. Medieval traders even sold narwhal tusks as supposed unicorn horns. The tusk is actually an elongated tooth that can grow several meters long. It contains millions of nerve endings and appears sensitive to changes in water temperature, pressure, and salinity. Males sometimes cross tusks with one another in slow, deliberate interactions, though scientists are still studying the full purpose behind the behavior. Narwhals inhabit Arctic waters around Canada, Greenland, and parts of the Russian Arctic. They spend much of their lives among drifting sea ice and make deep dives in search of fish and squid. Compared with dolphins or humpbacks, narwhals are relatively quiet and elusive. Much of their existence unfolds beneath frozen waters where humans rarely travel. Their mottled gray skin blends into the shifting light of Arctic seas. Climate change is altering the environment narwhals depend on. Ice patterns influence migration routes and predator movements, especially from expanding orca populations entering Arctic waters more frequently. Even now, narwhals remain mysterious animals. Much of what they do beneath the ice still escapes direct observation. Bowhead whale. Bowhead whales built for the Arctic. Their huge skulls are strong enough to break through sea ice so they can breathe in frozen waters. They have the longest baleen plates of any whale, which filter tiny crustaceans from cold northern seas. Thick blubber keeps them warm, and their rounded bodies lack a dorsal fin, helping reduce heat loss. Bowheads are famous for their extraordinary lifespan, with some living over 200 years. Scientists discovered this after finding old hunting tools embedded in their bodies. Heavy commercial whaling once pushed them toward extinction, but some populations are slowly recovering. These ancient whales are among the longest living mammals on Earth. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. And let me know in the comments if you'd like to see part 2.